Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a different Sunday night is organ music night. Tonight, we are not going to start with music because I have not set anything up at all. I can check this out. This is a new organ. I can choose all of the stops here, and it's not available to me anywhere. I haven't set anything up, so we're going to do that together. Of course, that's loud, isn't it? We're going to set everything up together, and I'm going to show you how all this works. So, welcome to Sunday night is organ music night. And tonight we are going to start by setting up a brand new organ. Now this is a very secret and very, very mysteriously subdued announcement by our friend Piotr Grabowski. An email arrived yesterday evening in the inbox from Piotr saying, "Hey, I've just released a new organ." Just like that. I didn't know anything about it. So it's just out. It's a little Italian organ in a North German Baroque organ style. So yeah, just my thing. But I want to show you how we set these things up. So here's my console, and it's not doing anything. This is the 3 manual organ, so we're going to set up the 3 manuals. Let's start by clicking up, there's 4 if you include the pedals, I suppose. Let's start by setting up the pedals. So I right click on the pedal board, auto detect, I press my lowest pedal, my highest pedal. Should have shown you that. I do the same on this manual here. I press the lowest key, the highest key. And that's that. I then go to this manual and do that and that, and then I go to this manual and do that and that. Bingo! Now we have everything. Now this organ doesn't even have swell pedals. That's how Baroque it is. Hear the difference now? Now I have mechanical noises, and they sound very interesting. Now, oh, actually, hold on. We have to do some general things here. I always make sure I have to set this to a different channel. That's better. That's better. We've got less acoustics now, and obviously I have to change the polyphony settings here. So let's just quickly do all of that. These are things that you don't need to worry about. That'll do. Let's just set it up around there somewhere. That'll do for now. Okay, here we go. First thing on the organ. We have 3 manuals. Let's go to the simple list so I can see what we've got. We have 3 manuals and pedals. We have, on the 3rd manual, a flute. Hold on a minute. There's only half a flute. I've got the lower end of a flute, the gedackt bass. This is something that organ builders used to do back in the days, okay? So you would have, for example, a bass. You can accompany yourself on 1 manual. So I could take this 4-foot flute here. It only goes to there. Okay, why would you want to do that? Well, it's just the way it works. I can, of course, have the upper end of that flute as well. Oh, it only goes to A. There we are, the top 3 notes don't do anything. That's a rather cute little flute. We have a Holz Principal discant, which only speaks from here. And it doesn't do anything down here. Exciting. A 4-foot flute, a 2-foot flute, a quint. So I suppose I can have all of this. Yeah, I quite like that. And a regal or rigo, which is one of those sort of lovely sort of medieval troubadour sounding things. That's cute, isn't it? Right, that's that manual. What have we got here on the Hauptwerk? We have a 16-foot quintardena, which I always think sounds sad. It's got a sort of sad sound to it, but I quite like it. Here's a big chunky principal, I'm imagining. Yeah, oh yeah, very big. Yeah, I quite like that. A Spitzflute. It's which is nice and beefy in the middle and nice and chirpy at the top. Yeah, I quite like that. We have a 4-foot principal. It's called Octava here. Here it is with the 8-foot principal together. What's a very very bright sound. 2 flutes, 8-foot and 4-foot. I quite like that. Here's our 2-foot principal. So here's the principal chorus. Not bad at all. I suppose we should have left that in because it's a mixture. Bloody hell. Yeah, I quite like that. Nice bright mixture. A 16-foot trumpet. Pretty big, eh? Quite like that. And a vox humana. Which is just what it says on the tin. It's a vox humana. Down at the bottom manual, the rook positive, so the stops are behind the organist's back. A nice chiffy flute. Chiffy, chiffy. Yeah, I quite like that. Here's a quintadina 8-foot, so we already had the quintadina 16 here. Here's the same thing here. It's a bit sort of, I think they're quite depressing sounding things, quintadinas. What do you think? I don't know, I'm not the greatest fan of those things. We have a principal 4-foot. This will be the principal sound of this manual. If I mix all of those together so far, we get a nice-ish sound. Here's my 2 flutes. 8 and 4. Here's 8, 4 and 2. We have a sharp mixture, which is pretty sharp. A sesqui altera, which is a kind of a, makes a little clarinet sound on its own. It's just 2 notes from the harmonic scale. You add an 8-foot to it. It becomes a clarinet. We have a Dulcian 16-foot, which is going to be my favorite for jazzy things. Oh, I like that. Oh! Well, that's fruitier than I expected. Oh, lovely. That's got a raspberry sound. Imagine if a raspberry could make a noise. Yeah, and an 8-foot trumpet. Which is also a raspy trumpet, isn't it? Not bad. Right, down on the pedals we have a 16-foot principal. Which is damn big. An 8-foot. A 4-foot. A 2-foot. Bloody hell. A mixture. And 16, 8 and 4-foot reeds. Let's try them individually. 16-foot. That's going to take the paint off. What about this one? That's a bit gentler. What about this one as a solo? All 3 of them. Full pedal. Gosh, what a nice sound. What do you think? Hands up? Thumbs up? Do we like the sound so far? Okay, now let's go to the settings first of all. This is where I go and change things. I know how Grabowski organ works, so I do like to go and change things. For a start, I'm going to take this, the key action, and I'm going to turn that down a bit. Maybe a bit more. That'll do. Now, what about this, the stop action? If I choose a lot of stops, sounds like a skeleton falling down the stairs, so I'm going to turn that down a little bit as well. And then if you listen very carefully on headphones, we have the ambient noise or the blower noise in the background. I'm going to turn that down a touch. There we go. Right, now Piotr always samples his organs with 3 different Rückpositiv to pedal. Manual couple that one to that one. So I can copy that down there as well. Right, let's have a sort of a basic registration, so I can now set up the sound. So we have various different perspectives. Let me switch all of them off so you can't hear anything. The close microphone, now this is great because I was just out sampling my organ in Hirschbach, so this is exactly what I'm going to be doing as well. Here's the close sample, so nice and close up to the organ. You can already hear the ambient noise. That's very close. That's very close. I like that. These are the front samples, so back in the church facing the organ. A nice big sound, but it dies away very quickly. Let's listen to the rear samples, so taken down at the back of the church. Oh yeah, you can definitely hear the difference. Now, you can hear that, the rear samples, you can definitely hear that down here. I happen to know that Piotr also uses Schoep's microphone. So that's definitely where that's coming from. Right, now, what I want a nice crisp sound. So we're going to have a fair amount of the close to get that nice crispy sound. Let's go for 65%. I want a fair bit of the rear sound, so let's go with sort of 75%ish of that. And I'm going to go up to about the same again, 75% of front. And we'll play around with that as the evening continues. Right, there we are. There's a brief introduction to this magnificent organ. Now the organ is sort of designed in the Arp-Schnitger style of Baroque organs of days gone by. However, it's installed in an incredibly modern church in Pinerolo in northern Italy. That's close to Turin, I think. And it's very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Right, so let's go back to the simple stuff and let's get on with the show, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. I hope you're all well, and let's see what this organ can do. First thing I'm going to do is set up a crescendo on the organ. So let's do that. Let's first of all couple everything together, and I think we will couple this to the pedal, and we will start with this. We will start with this sound. This is going to be our first selection. Shall we choose a hymn to improvise around on? Let's just open the book at random. All right, that'll do. That's a modern one, so I think we may have to play around with it. Actually, no, let's take this one, a very old one. This is a very old tune. If you recognize the melody, let me know in the chat.
Hold on, I buggered that up by pressing the wrong button. Where the hell was I? I was there.
That's going to be pretty much full organ. Yeah, it's not going to be my kind of organ for my kind of music, is it? It's definitely the kind of music for very Baroque music, isn't it? So I wonder why it's in a modern Italian church. This makes no sense. What do you think of the sound, though? It's been rather beautifully captured, don't you agree? Don't you agree? Right, let's play a proper piece of music and get into it, see what I can do with it. My plan for this evening was completely different, but when Piotr wrote last night that he got the new organ, I thought, right, well, we have to, don't we? So, if you're into your clean sounding, not neo-Baroque, but big, fat Baroque, I like that. Fat Baroque kind of stuff, then this is probably the organ for you. Go and check out Piotr Grabowski's website and see what you find. Someone find Grabowski's website and put it in the link there, please. Thank you very much. I think it's piotrgrabowski.pl for Poland, I think. I can't remember. Check it out, see if we can find it. On with the show. Number 478 from the hymn book, something I played last night and this morning in church. yeah, I rather like this sound. What do you think? What do you think? I like it a lot. And in that case, let's do this, and then this, so that we can keep everyone happy. Uza's telling me to do things in the background. So there we are, perfect. Thank you very much. Yeah, what a wonderful sounding organ. It's very bright, very, very bright. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into the settings, and I'm going to just turn down a little bit of this here, a little bit of that there. You don't need to know what I'm doing here. And a tiny bit of this here too. Let's turn that down a bit further. And I'm going to up that a little bit too, to get a bit more boomy bass. And then I'm going to deliberately detune it a bit, because let's face it, it's an organ in Italy. It's not going to be tuned on a very regular basis. So I think let's make it a little bit out of tune. That's better. We need a sort of fluty edge to it. Right, let me save those settings. Click, so that I have them for the time being. Right, I like. Hello, everybody. How are you this evening? Is everyone fine? Have you had a good weekend? Do you like my almost Italian style, by the way? My green shirt and my red socks. I said to Vanessa on the way upstairs, I said, shame I don't have something white I can wear in between. And she said, well, you could take your trousers off. Yes, I don't think my legs have seen any sunshine for the past 400 years. I think Dracula has better color on his legs than I do. So, yes. Yes. Anyway, moving on. So, tonight is one of our hymn nights, so I hope you've all been sending me some goodies here. Let's have a look. What's this? Do I need a VPN? I don't need a VPN. What's this? Cassie. Hello, Cassie. Cassie has sent me a ticket. Thank you very much. That's very kind. And thank you also, Cassie, for your email, for your text message. Cassie was sending me some ideas. Remember on Friday I was talking about stands, microphone stands. I've got a camera stand above me here. For some reason, again, the cable connecting the overhead camera to the thing, it's not working again for some reason. There's something wrong with the cable, but never mind. So no overhead tonight, but it got me thinking about stands. We were talking about microphone stands, getting microphones right up in front of the organ. For example, here, yeah, Piotr Grabowski on his close samples. I reckon he's but that far away from the pipes with a really high stand. He's probably using not XY. I reckon he's probably using ORTF. That's a French invention. It's microphones basically spaced, is it 110 or 120 degrees? 110 degrees, I think, like that. Is that 110 degrees? Yeah, something like that. And they capture, you have to use a special kind of microphone, and they capture sort of a wonderful stereo image without, you space them like that so that the capsule, the pattern is just meeting in the middle, like that. So you're not getting too much middle, and you're getting lots of sort of left and right separation. Very nice sample thing to use. I'm going to try it on my close microphone setup, but for that I need to get right up there. Now organs tend to be quite high up in churches. They tend not to be down on the ground. So finding a stand that is, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 meters high for microphones is quite difficult. You can get lighting stands, you can get camera stands, you can get that kind of thing. Yeah, so if any of you know about these things, our friend Don Prince sent me something as well. Again, a lighting stand. But yeah, let's see if we can work it out. We might be able to find something. Right, we've had a couple of interesting requests for this evening already. Kristen Platzer sent me, oh my god, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pieces of music in an email. Something for my archive. Oh, splendid. I love it. Thank you very much indeed. Well, I'll choose one of those at random. And let's choose this one at random, and let's send it over to the Winky Blinky machine. Let's have a look at what this is. Oh, it's not a hymn at all. It's a wonderful tune. Oh, I like that. Right, hold on. Let's see if we can find What about this one? This one could be a hymn. Are any of these hymns? Maybe they're not. No, they're not. They're all wonderful old tunes. Oh, even better. Ah, thank you. Oh, well, we'll choose one of them at random later. A Swedish hymn has arrived from our friend Johan. Right, Johan, let's open it up with the Winky Blinky machine. Let's have a look at that. Joe has requested something from Bach on this magnificent instrument. Ha, 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 ha. Right, well, let's work that one out. We might be able to do that. Oh, thanks, Cam. Cam's put up a link to Piotr Grabowski's website. Check it out. I think 199 euros is the price for his sample set. That's a nicely priced sample set. It's a smaller organ, but I suspect proceeds of the sales will be going to the church. So all of those things are very important. Anyway, right, splendid. Let's go back to this down here. What's this? What's this? What's this? Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. What's that? Hey? Oh, what's that? I don't know what that is. That's... Oh, I see. Oh, I know what that is now. Oh, it's the wrong way around. Oh, hold on. Can I? I'm sure I can change that in the Winky Blinky program. Let's have a look. Okay. Oh, and tonight... Oh, before I forget, Vanessa's message for tonight. Tonight is one of those nights. 25 tickets sold, and Fraser has to play something really complicated. She's chosen something because I said it on Friday. Because I said it on Friday, I said, you know, even if it's something by composer X, then I have to play it no matter what. So she was obviously listening. She doesn't normally listen, but she was obviously listening because she has apparently, if we get 25 tickets sold tonight, she has a piece of music by J.S. Bach for me to play. Apparently, today is J.S. Bach's the anniversary of his death, apparently. There you are. I didn't know that. So, yeah, there you go. I just knew he died in 1750. I didn't know what day. But yeah. So there you are. There you are. So anything could be happening. Keep an eye on that. Right. So actually, let's go and check that out. See what's happening over on the tick department. And let's count some numbers already. We'll include Cassie. Actually, what we're going to do tonight, we're going to cheat a little bit. Ha! The Platts gang have been busy on the wish list as well. Thank you very much. Yes. Splendid. So I'll tell you what. Right, we've got Cassie. We've got the Platts gang on the wish list. Now, listen carefully. This is going to be quite important. On the wish list. And over here in Ticketland, we have had Alexander. Thank you, Alexander. Who's this? Gerald. Thank you, Gerald. Jerry. Thank you, Jerry. Oh, that's exciting. Who's this? Stefan. That's 6. Stefan, that's 6. Thank you, Stefan. Rue. Thank you, Rue. That's 7. Uh-oh, this is getting dangerous now. Here's Wolfgang. Thank you very much, Wolfgang. Is that 7 or 8? I think that's now 8, isn't it? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, that's 8. Damn it. And here's another one. Manuel, that's 9. Uh-oh, right, we're at 9. Okay, we're currently at 9. 22, 51 hours, and we are at 9 tickets. Who's going to keep count of that? Who's going to keep count of it? Let me pop it on my thingy bling here. As I speak, more people are buying. All right, hold on. Let me just quickly double check that we're not missing anyone. Joe. Thank you, Joe. Wow, thank you, Joe. That's 10. Hold on, have I missed someone? Andrew. That's 11. Hi. Okay, I'm just going to be counting tickets tonight, but it looks a bit. Thank you. Let me double check then. Platts, Cassie. That's important. Platts, Cassie. There we go. Good. On that, because that's a different account, you see. Platts, Cassie. Stefan, Rue. Who was this? Wolfgang. Who was this? Manuel. That's 6. That's still Manuel. Hold on. And then we've got 4 lumped together. 7, 8, 9, 10. And Andrew, 11. Right. We're up to 11. Damn it. We're almost halfway there. And I have to play a piece of music by Bach that Vanessa has chosen to play. Okay. Swedish hymn. I had said we had an Swedish hymn. Ooh, they're very close to there, so let's quickly check our Swedish hymns tonight. Let's have a look. Click, pop. Right, what's this? Blomstertid, whatever that means. From a Swedish hymn book from 1697. 1697. What was happening in America in 1697? I don't know. Probably not that much. This could be something nice. So this was this Johann? Was this Johann? Yes, it was Johann Östlund. Thank you, Johann. Hello, Johann here. If you're looking for international hymns, here is a Swedish hymn. Probably the most popular hymn of all time in Sweden. Oh my goodness. Den blomstertid nu kommer. The time of flowers is coming. Didn't we have this recently? This rings a bell. Didn't someone from Denmark request this? Here's a PDF, but it's also known as How Glorious is God's Greatness in the Evangelical Lutheran Worship, number 830. Gosh. We had this recently, I think, but yeah, it could be good. Could be good, could be good. Right, let's find out. Back to that. Keep an eye on the world. Okay, here we go. Da, dee, da, 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 da. Oh no, it's not, it's an F major. All right, the time of flowers is coming. So it's a springtime tune, or if you live in the very northern hemisphere, summertime tune. Let's see what it sounds like. Let's pump the, in fact, no, let's do this.
Yeah, I like it a lot. What do you think? Do you like it? I like it. And if I like it, then you should like it too. That's the way we do it. Sounds like some type of improvisation between the verses. Yeah, of course. Wouldn't you do that too? How to improvise. Play around, change the rhythm, change the key, change the harmony, change all of those things. Right. Oh my goodness, you've been busy over here, ladies and gentlemen. Chuck, or let's call him Chaz, or Charles, as his real name would be. Thank you very much. Extra one, that's 12. Our friend Opus, thank you very much. That's 13. Nancy, thank you very much. That's 14. Right. Okay, 14, everybody. Are you keeping your eyes on things? Put something down in the old thing there. 14. Yes. Fraser time is coming, says Johan. I like that. That sounds cute. Isn't that cute? What a nice idea. Yeah, I like it. Nice piece of music. You can play around with it. You can play around with the harmonies a lot. When something goes to there, you can take it to the parallel minor key, or we can go completely crazy and turn it into something much more modern and kinky sounding. Yeah, so anyway, there you are. Play around with all these things. I like it. Thank you very much. Quick check of the emails. Request for the Italian organ from our friend Yellowbird. Right, what's this all about? I don't know. Let's have a look. This is not a hymn, but it looks kind of fun. Yeah, let's have this. It's called, is it here? Yes, there it is. It's called the Italian Theme. And that sounds like something, the Italian theme, that sounds like something that should involve Michael Caine and Noel Coward. Noel Coward. Frightful boy. Noel Coward. My aunt, that woman over there in the portrait, she knew Noel Coward. And she says he was a frightful character. Frightful character. Spoke like that all the time. I would have loved to have met people like that, but I think they would have had other intentions. So probably not a good idea. Here's a piece of music, however, called the Italian Theme, and it's from 1955. Edizioni musicali accordo in Milano. Splendid. Right. It's called the Italian Theme, and it's by someone called A. That's his first name. Let's call him Antonio. I don't know. It could have been Antonio. Giacomazzi. That definitely sounds like someone who knows how to use a machine gun, doesn't it? Hey, Giacomazzi. And Clyde Hamilton. Well, Clyde Hamilton is definitely not Italian. So let's find out what this is. It's slow with a lilt. So it means we're going to turn this organ into a jazzy thing now. Is that slow with a lilt? I think it could be. What a cute little piece of music. Thank you, Yellowbird. Oh, that is a keepy. That's a keepy. Here, any of you ballroom dancing freaks out there, that would be one for a nice sort of a nice slow foxtrot, wouldn't it? That would be good. Yeah. I love that. What a wonderful piece of music. And I love the interlude. It's got an interlude. Why doesn't every piece of music have an interlude? Da 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 dee 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 da dee dum. How Italian can anything sound? Let's get rid of some of that. Do you like this? Sounds awesome. It's got that almost sort of like 1950s, 1960s harpsichord style, yes? It doesn't sound good, doesn't it? What was that? That was a theme tune. It sounds better with that. Oh, that's better. It's got that sort of harpsichordy sound to it, doesn't it? But I think it's great for lilty, slow, lilty Italian-themed music by Giacomazzi. When I was young. Let me sing the words to you. When I was young, that song was snug. Oh, how very fast my heart would beat when I heard this song coming down the street. I hope and pray he still comes around the same old way, thrilling little hearts each afternoon with his lilting hurdy-gurdy tune. A hurdy-gurdy tune. See, I've got a hurdy-gurdy sound. What are the actual words of the whole thing? It's quite an easy melody, so let's see. When I was just a little child, a little theme would drive me mild. My lips would hum it, fingers drum it. It was an organ grinder's tune, and I would wait each afternoon to hear his jingle, ooh, ting-a-lingle. And when I'd ask him what he called the song, he had me so enthralled his eyes would glisten. And I'd listen, haha, he'd say it's just a melody I brought it back from Italy. That's how I came to name it the Italian theme. And the notes would ring, a monkey on a string would dance it at a penny. Oh, I see. And on he played his sidewalk serenade. His sidewalk serenade. The joys he brought my heart were many, although the years have come and gone, and that melody still lingers on. I love it dearly, hear it clearly. It always will be part of me and live within the heart of me, the gentle, sentimental, sweet Italian theme. Oh my God, what wonderful words. Yay! That's so much keepy. I love that. Thanks, Yellowbird. I think that's the best tune Yellowbird has ever sent, ever. I'm going to say ever. I think that was absolutely wonderful. Ooh, right, here we are. Can you play this? Jez, for another ticket. Well, Jez, let's have a look. Has another ticket arrived? Clickety-click, clickety-clack. There's Julian, also from Wales. Thank you, Julian, with an extra one. And I'm guessing this is Jez. Yes, on the way to 25. So that's 14, 50. And we're up to 16 now, is that right? Yes, 16. Just double check I'm not missing anything over yonder. 16. I am missing something. 17, Max. Thank you, Max. 18, Yellowbird. Thank you very much. Gosh, that's exciting. Yellowbird bought some coffee. Zzz, plural. Lovely. Thank you. Oh, God, 18. That's dangerously close. We've got 45 minutes to go as well. This is not good. Spielregal könntest du, wenn du möchtest, da nun der Tag zu Ende geht, aus dem Kirchenbuch number 713. Well, which Kirchenbuch do you mean? Spielregal, welches Buch meinst du? Weil, wenn du das katholische meinst, es muss Limburg sein, weil ab 700 sind die alle anders. 713, is this the right one? I don't know, I don't think so. And if you mean that, nope, see that's im Namen des Vaters, fröhlich nun beginnen wir. Maybe you mean this one. In the meantime, though, I think we're going to do jazzes, because Jez has requested a gorgeous piece of music that we all love, 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 love. No, it's definitely not in this book, I don't think. 713 is Groß ist das Geheimnis des Glaubens. No, definitely not that. So, don't know what book you mean, my French Bildregal. Ich weiß nicht, welches Buch du meinst. Schick mir eine Kopie, dann können wir es vielleicht mal finden. Who dis? Andrew again. Ooh, oh no, sorry, was that Andrew again? Andrew again, I'm not sure that counts. You see, that's 2 from 1 person. That's cheating. I'm going to say it's cheating because a long time ago we did this again and Joe was sending in individual tickets, lots of them, little ones, and we thought, no, that's cheating, we can't do that, you see. So, so we're going to stay at 6, we're now at 17, I think. We're now at 17, Gabor, thank you, Gabor. Right, jazz. It's in here, isn't it? I'll dig it out from the book rather than send it over there. Actually, I don't think it is in this one. Oh, no, that's why, because I'm looking at the wrong list. There it is, 339. 339, that's a number from my past. I'm willing to bet none of you will be able to guess what it is. 339. Okay, here we go. Okay, on an Italian Baroque sounding organ, an Italian copy of a German Baroque organ. This could be interesting. Sing along if you know it. It's a traditional Irish melody. And hold on, let me just make sure I've got this right. You know what I'm like. Yes, it is, right. It's Be Thou My Vision or Lord of All Hopefulness, whichever melody you fancy. Ah, and there's one from, thank you, there's one from Andrew, a request from Andrew too. All right, well, maybe we will accept your second one. No, we won't, that's cheating. Jazz, here we go. Let's beef the organ up a bit. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to beef it up and get rid of the mixtures and add the trumpets to really beef it up. And get rid of that, I think. Yeah, let's start with that. Big sound. We'll try and make it as... You're never going to get an organ like this to sound big and fat and British. It's just not going to work. Let's sing along if you know the words, though.
Okay, there we are. Beautiful tune, Slain. Thank you, Jez, for that one. Always a lovely tune to play. I tried to make the organ sound less baroque. It wasn't working, was it? What I did while we were playing that, I moved everything up an octave and added the 16-foot trumpet. And I also went to the settings and moved the recording, as it were, back from the organ. So we had less of this close. We had it way down. So it's as if we're further back from the organ, listening down in the church. I suppose we could do that. I don't think we're ever going to get a non-Baroque sound out of this organ. But lovely nonetheless. Thanks, Jez. Ta. Right, let's quickly nip back over here and see what's going on. Ooh, everyone likes that tune. It's not a Scottish hymn, it's an Irish hymn. It's an Irish hymn, traditional Irish melody. Andrew, sorry, yes, Andrew. Request, please. He thinks it's this one. Let's find out. Not in this book, it ain't. Let's have a look then. Let's see if we can find it. H, which is 146 apparently. There you are, Andrew. Memorize that for next time. 146. Now this one's a request by Andrew P. But I think we're going to dedicate this one to Joe, because I know Joe loves this hymn. It is an absolutely wonderful hymn. I won't tell you what it is yet, but Joe loves it, so I think we'll play this one for, if you don't mind, Andrew, I think we'll play it for Joe. Let's see what we can have.
has a cracking sound, this organ, doesn't it? Like it. Thanks, Andrew. Nice, nice, nice. If you're requesting things, people, don't request them in the chat, because there's too much going on in the chat. There's people talking about, I don't know, cauliflowers and spiders and God knows what. Ailments of the knee, and I don't know what you talk about in the chat. So if you have a request, please, please, please send it to the email address, gang@gartshore.de. There you are, the Nightbot does it automatically. Who did that? Someone, Urza said mail. There you are. Thank you very much. A ticket has arrived. That's, where are we? 17 now. That's from Jeff. Thanks, Jeff. 17. And here's 18 from Jerome. Thank you, Jerome. That's lovely. So 18. Dangerously close, dangerously close, dangerously close, dangerously close. Obviously I'm very grateful for all the tickets that come in. That's very kind of you, very generous indeed. But when I know it's Bach that's coming up, I'm not very excited about it. Definitely not. Maureen, this piece would sound beautiful on Blackburn Cathedral organ. It probably would. Everything sounds good on Blackburn Cathedral organ. That much is true. Right, brief break for my tiny brain while I say, oh, hold on, what's that? There's Mike King with something. Mike King with a super on our, this is your first super on our live stream. Thank you, Mike. That's very kind indeed. 19. Uh-oh. 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 What's this? Our friend Chuck. Ha 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 ha. I quite like the look of this. Hold on, let's find out what that is. It's written in the smallest script the world has ever seen. That's no use with my eyes. My eyes are old and bent. Right, anyway, I was going to say hello to the folks in the chit chat tonight. Let's have a look. Let's go back to Johan Östlund. Hi, Johan, and thank you for your Swedish request. Opus Drai is here. Hello, Opus. Robert Varner is here. He's broke tonight. I know how you feel. It's the end of the month. Xing Shang Chong is here. Did you have a nice birthday? Uza Mayor is here. Hi there. John Ruiz is here. Hello. Lucy, the Super Tato Bandiro is here. Hello. Nancy is here. Gerald is here. The Blue-Eyed Cat is here. The Blue-Eyed Cat. I've done this before, but this would sound great on this organ. There's a piece of music, this is going to sound fun. A piece of music by Henry Mancini, and it's called The One-Eyed Cat. And then, where does it go next? We have to... Yeah, we need some of this. We need some of this to make it even bigger. Then it goes... Something like that. Bum, biddy, bum, bum, biddy, dun, dee, bum, 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 bum. The One-Eyed Cat. Anyway, I love that. That's the Blue-Eyed Cat. CameraTim.com is here. Don't blow the doors off. You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off. I can't do a Michael Caine impression. I used to be able to do a very good Michael Caine impression, but I can't anymore, so I'm not going to try. Mike is here. We know Mike is here. Per Tjernström is here, who wants an extra large pizza. Oh, yes, please. Oh, yeah. Send it here and we'll share it. Gerald Long is here. What does TTFN mean? It means ta-ta for now. Oh, there we are. Tim just answers. Ta-ta for now. Yes. It's an old English saying. TTFN. It was a TTFN. TTFN. Who was it? It was one of the old sort of northern English comedians before Round the Horn and all that kind of stuff. It was a radio thing. TTFN. Ta-ta for now. Anyway, who was that said that? Adrian Morris is here. Hi, Adrian. YTYTK. You're too young to know. There you go. Robert Varner and Nancy Telling. You're now getting into 1940s radio talk. Adrian, this is exactly... Because I love this too. This is my world. I'm far too young, but my dad brought me into this. Y2Y2K. You're too young to know. Yeah, it was all northern comics, wasn't it, Adrian, that did that kind of things. When we say northern, we mean anyone north of Watford in those days. Gerhard Flink is here. Hello. Gary Black. Hi, Gary Black. Alexander Wunderlich is here. Rue Sexton is here. Jeff is here. Michael Miller is here. Cassie is here. Mystery is here. The mystery is here. There's Johan again. Julian Cleek is here. There used to be interludes on telly in the 60s. Oh, are you all that kind of stuff. Theme tunes. What was that called? I've played that, I think, already. That was one of those things. Thesaurus Rex is here. I'm skipping. Mystery again. Some George Burns. I'm not old enough for George Burns, and I still have my own hair. But I love old comics, yes, old comics, definitely. Modern humour is rubbish. Proper, good old-fashioned humour is much more like it. Spielregal 16 is here. Hello. I'm trying to find some new names. Nancy's here. Hello. Jez M is, of course, here. Thank you to you. Find a new name. There's Andrew Prince again. We're a smallish crowd tonight. We seem to be a small and exclusive crowd tonight. That's good. That's nice. Have you all given the video a thumbs up, by the way? Don't forget to give videos thumbs up, because it reminds YouTube that we're doing something here. And then it's sort of, they have to go, oh, what's that? And they come and have a look and see what we're doing, and then spread it around the rest of YouTube land. I think we're running out of names. Any new names? If you're new in the chat, say hi, and you'll get a mention. Gregory Allen is here. Please could you play How Great Thou Art? Thank you. How great thou art. I'll have a look at that in a minute. Yes. Cassie is here. Michael Miller is still here. Opus Dry is still here. Any new names? We want new names. Brooks. Hello, Brooks. Hello, Brooks. Is Jerry in the chat tonight? I haven't seen Jerry in the chat yet. Gregory Allen. Toodlepip. Oh, that's another old one, isn't it? Danger Man. Da-rum, da-dum. That's the one. Danger Man. Thank you very much. Andrew Bazuki is here. Andrew Bazuki. Bam, ba-dum, ba-dum, bam. One of those wonderful names. John Castle is about, but listening, not watching. That's good for you. Ted Cassidy, you're absolutely right, Adrian. Well done. Speedbird 7471 is also here. He's new here. Is it Speedbird, he or she or it? I don't know, you see, we've got to be careful these days. Jeffrey Ford, actually your views are better than Friday. Are they? What was Friday crap? I don't know. I don't pay attention to these. And Steffi is here. Steffi Wunderlich is here. Hello. There we are. Right, okay. I'm down at the bottom of the chat. I hope I got everyone. If not, I do apologize. Let me just double check. Oh, thank God, no new tickets. Right, good, good. And we've got, see, I'm wasting time, you see. How great thou art. I'll see if I can find it. I think I've got it in my thing over here. How great thou art. I must have it somewhere. I should probably be able to remember it, actually. Da 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 dee da 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 dee 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 da 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 dee da da dee 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 ba da ba dum ba da ba da ba da da ba da ba da ba dee ba dee ba dee ba 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 da dee da dee da da dee dee da da dee dee da dee ba da da dee da dee da dee da dee da 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 dee da da da. That's the one. All right, good. Let's go for it. Right. Bing bang bong bang clink clack clunk. It's a bit noisy, isn't it, the stop action? Let's get rid of some of that. I think that's a bit too noisy. Let's take that down to about here. That's better. That's slightly less intrusive. What key shall we play it in? Let's play it in A flat. I think it's in A flat, isn't it? Or is it B flat? Let's play it in A flat. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get rid of that and that and that. And yeah, here we go. How great thou art for Gregory. Ooh, did you notice that? Ooh, I have to do this. Right, here's C major.
Sounds tidy. Here's G major. Still sounds okay, but getting a bit crispy around the edges. Here's D major. Sounding a bit sort of wobbly around the edges. Here's A major. You can hear some slight undulations beginning to creep in. What about E major? That's okay. Listen to this. If I go from E major to E flat major, here's E major. That sounds flatter than it should be. Here's A major. Here's A flat major. Here's G major. Here's G flat major. Yes, it's an organ with some kind of mean tone temperament. Let's find out on the website what temperament it actually is. Ooh, we were talking about that the other day and we never actually got round to it. Here's Grabowski, look at that, I immediately found his website. Right, let's find it. Tuning, he probably tells us about it. All right, are you going to tell us about the tuning? The pitch, 440, okay. Come on, here we are. Right, you ready? The organ uses, whatever the hell this is, I really don't know, modified fifth comma mean tone temperament called Schlickvogel, which sounds like something you find stuck to your shoe. The organ uses modified fifth comma mean tone temperament Schlickvogel based on the restored Schnittger organ in Norden in Germany. What? I've no idea, but isn't that kind of cool? G major. Sounds nice. G flat major. Sounds like someone's pulling teeth. But yes, there you are. So if I play this in A flat, it's going to sound hell. So let's play it. B flat. Let's play it in B flat. All right, Gregory, eventually. Now, I deliberately modulated to a D flat major there. And because it sounds so bad. All right, mean tone, fifth comma mean tone, which means fifths. Some perfect fifths are tuned perfectly, and to accommodate everything, some of them aren't. This one? Yeah, that's definitely not true with it. That is. Ah, all right, hold on. This is one of those temperaments. The fifth are actually all in tune, but if you have your thirds, then your thirds aren't in tune. Yeah. Yeah, the thirds aren't in tune. That's what it is. What about minor thirds? Also not in tune. Why are you asking me about Terry Miles' red socks? No, these are my red socks. They're just red socks, folks. Nothing to do with Terry Miles. Anyway, right. For those of you who don't know, Terry Miles is a boogie-woogie musician of old who travels about the place with his dyed black hair, playing boogie-woogie. Actually, he's a wonderful boogie-woogie player. I shouldn't make jokes about Terry. He's a wonderful boogie player. And he also tries playing boogie on the organ as well. He's not too bad at the organ. He's much better on the piano, though, definitely. Is this an organ for Boogie Woogie? I'm not terribly sure. Ladies and gentlemen, I am glad to say we are not quite reaching 25 tickets tonight, so that's fine. Okay, splendid. Right, did we have any more? I'm sure we had, yes, Kristen sent some stuff, didn't she? And I sent some of it over here, didn't I? Yes, here's one called This Is Always. Lyrics by Mac Gordon, music by Harry Warren, we like them. This Is Always, it's called, sung by, this is a film, Three Little Girls in Blue. Sounds like my kind of film from the good old days. In Technicolor. What is Technicolor? Does anyone know what Technicolor actually is? It's black and white with things put on top. Anyway, June Haver was in it, George Montgomery was in it, Vivian Blaine was in it, Celeste Holm. With a name like Celeste Holmes, she'd probably be in another business in this day and age. Vera Ellen with a hyphen. And Frank Lattimore. Frank Lattimore, directed by Bruce Humberston, produced by Mac Gordon, who wrote the lyrics. There you are. This Is Always. What kind of tune is this? I don't know. Let's find out. I'm not sure I know this. Let's find out. Why does it do that? Hold on, I shall do this, take this, delete that, save that. And now I have a piece of music that will open on 2 pages like that. Perfect. Here's a jazzy tune in the key of Chi. Key of Chi. It's called This Is Always. I'm not sure I know this. This is something. This isn't sometimes, this is always, this is a minute, this is always, this is love, the real beginning of forever. This isn't just midsummer madness, a passing glow, a moment's gladness. Ah yes, it's love. I knew it on the night we met. You tied a string around my heart. So how can I forget you? With every kiss, I know that this is always. Oh, that's it. Okay, right, fine. I thought it was This Is Always something. Anyway, right, here we go.
quite like that. What do you think? Now, what's this? This is something that was sent over. Who was this? This was... Who was this? This was Chuck. Hi, Chuck. This is an old hymn I play for folks in my church. Yes, an old hymn I play for folks in my church. Good, good. I had 2 church services this weekend. Yesterday's church service, we had over 50 people turned up, which is a record for the past couple of years. And this morning we had about 50 this morning as well in the little church. So it was really rather good. Lots of people. Good God, what size is this? This is, nobody can read that. It's in D major. Brighten the corner where you are. Brighten the corner where you are. That could mean something else, couldn't it? Brighten the corner where you are and piss against a lamppost. No, that would be naughty, wouldn't it? But yes, you get the idea. You get the idea. All right. Do not wait until some deed of greatness you may do. Ignore what I just said. Do not wait to shed your light afar. To the many duties ever near you now be true. To the many duties ever near you. What? Near you now be true. Brighten the corner where you are. Brighten, brighten, da da da, die, die, die. Is this a slow one or a fast one? I don't know. 105. Da da dum bum ba da dum bum ba da 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 ya da din da 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 dum. Okay, something like that. A bit of a march, I think. Let's march to this one. Do not wait. Oh, that's a keepy. That is a keepy. Yeah. I'm keeping that one. It's probably a bit too fast. It should probably be slightly slower and slightly more subdued. But no, it's Sunday night. We're having fun. Yeah. Chuck, I hope that was all right. Oh, I got a clap from Chuck. That's good. Thank God for that. Phew. Thank God for that. Fairground music, said Mike. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's dangerously close to midnight and one ticket arrived. One more ticket arrived, taking us to... Let me double check. We might have reached 20. Let me just double check quickly. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Stop. 21, 22. Yes, 22. 22. Tell you what we'll do. We're not quite at 25, so I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll play... we'll play a piece of music that... I don't mean this in any way to any other people there, but Joe was the largest spender tonight, as it were. So Joe requested this piece of music, so I think we will play this for Joe, all right? I've played this before for Joe, and every time I play it, I keep getting bits of it wrong, so maybe tonight I'll get some of it right. It's Bach, but it's not the Bach that Vanessa was going to get me to play. I'm not even sure what that was. I don't know. We will maybe never find out, but this is a very famous piece of Bach. I think you will all recognize it. This could sound very fruity on this organ with Bach and his modulations. I think this is going to sound incredibly fruity, actually. All right, let's have a go. It's the final from the St. Matthew Passion. And I'm going to put it on big screen so that my tiny little eyes can try to read it. And we need loud and we need soft. But we need bigger than that. I think that's what we need. All right. To finish this evening's concerto, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very much. Thank you very much for all your tickets. We almost reached 25. There was a final one from Alexander there. Alexander, I will be in touch very shortly. So thank you very much for that. But actually, we weren't counting extras, were we? So, all right, never mind. So we didn't quite make 25 tonight, but that's all right. Don't worry. We will very, very soon. As a bit of a almost prize. This is just as difficult for me. This is a piece of music by Bach, the final chorus from his St. Matthew Passion. So today is World Hymn Day. We played some hymns today. Did you know that? It was World Hymn Day today. We played some nice hymns. We played some fun music. And now, to celebrate the death of J.S. Bach back in 1750, we are going to play some Bach music. And it's going to be very loud, I think. Batten down the hatches. Here we go. you. I think that's almost the best I've played it so far. I got most of the right notes in the right order this evening, which is rare for me playing anything by Bach. Oh, a final ticket has arrived from Daniel. Thank you very much, Daniel. Ladies and gentlemen, it's gone midnight. Gosh, it's gone midnight. An awfully late night tonight. So, there we have it. Thank you to you all for this evening's fun and games in the chat. I always go back and look at what you've been saying in the chat at a later date, because obviously I can't follow the chat while I'm playing. But thank you very, very much indeed for joining us this evening. And thank you for bearing with me while I check out this new organ by Piotr Grabowski. What do you think? Do we like it? I like it. I like it. It's going to be... I like it because of the tuning. I like it because of... I just like the idea of that. You know, if I were to play something like What a Wonderful World. It's got a wonderful sort of... Then suddenly that sounds amazing in the new key there. Yeah, no, I like it. I like it. It's a kind of... you know what would sound really good on this? This would sound amazing on this. Hold on, bear with me. This is I'm just my little fantasies. The end of this would sound absolutely amazing on this. Yeah, oh, this is going to sound crazy. You know that wonderful piece of music, Litany by Mr. Alam. Yeah, this is going to sound bananas on this. For the simple reason, everything is deliberately out of tune. Let's really go for it and add all the silliness. This is going to sound over the top silly. For one reason, check this out. And then there's this wonderful C major chord. D major. A minor, taking us to A flat. Let's do all of that again from the C major chord. This is a piece of music I have to play on that organ. I think that would work. Even just the melody at the beginning is so out of tune. It just adds a sort of fruity edge to everything. Isn't that cool? What does it sound like with the actual melody running? That sounds so bad it could be good. What do we think? Is that worth brushing up for this organ? I think it could be. I think it could be. Okay, I think I have a task for the coming week, folky folks. Yeah. It's a very jazzy tune, a very spiky jazzy tune. I think it could sound rather good on that. Anyway, folky folks, thank you very much for this evening's entertainment. You've been entertaining me as I sit here and play tunes on the organ. Let's play a jazzy tune to finish off, and of course it's going to be something other than the bye-byes. Let's have something else. Let's go up to letter... Actually, let's go up to the back of the book tonight. Let's go up to the letter W. Here's a nice one. Yeah, this is fun. When I take my sugar to tea. So we had a slow foxtrot earlier. Let's have some Take My Sugar to Tea. It's a wonderful. There's a wonderful tune called You're the Cream of My Coffee. Which is rather cute. And this is another one of those. It's called When I Take My Sugar to Tea. And I think we can jazz the organ up a bit quite nicely with this. See what you think. Thanks very much, folks. See you through the week. Don't forget, we are about to enter the final month of our crowdfunding project to get the sampling stuff going, and I now know that we're going to have to invest in some new kit. The new kit being much higher stands, so we're going to have to go and find some really high stands from around the place. Could be expensive. Check out Start Next kind of stuff there. Help us out over there. It's a completely separate endeavor to the YouTube channel, completely separate. So please don't think they're all the same. Thank you. See you soon, folks. Have a good week.